Hi, and welcome to Tulsa Debate League's Policy Debate Judge Training for the 2023-2024 season. My name is Morgan Lawrence, and I am a program manager with the league. Let's begin. First of all, thank you so much for being here today. We truly couldn't run these tournaments without you. There's not enough words to express how much it means to me and the rest of the league that you're here this evening, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Now, the middle school and high school resolution is resolved. The United States federal government should substantially increase fiscal redistribution in the United States by adopting a federal jobs guarantee, expanding Social Security, and/or providing a basic income. The affirmative team will argue for the resolution, and the negative team will argue against the resolution. A team is typically two people, however, you will see some mavericks, which means they're just by themselves. Now, it's important to note that the middle school and high school times are different. Middle school is a bit shorter with a 5-3-5 format. So you'll see that affirmative constructive speeches are 5 minutes. That's where they introduce the plan. The affirmative speech will introduce the affirmative plan to fix the problem and reasons why the plan will work. And the negative will introduce arguments against the problem that the affirmative plan presented. There's some cross X's that are 3 minutes sprinkled there throughout. And rebuttals are 3 minutes as well. That's when they continue to extend, expand on, and refine arguments made in the 1 in C or 2 in C. And 1 in C and 2 in C just means negative constructive. There is 8 minutes of prep time per team. We do encourage them to take that. You should encourage them to take that as well, especially for the rebuttals, which they'll be writing. That's a great opportunity to use that time. Now, for high school, these rounds are a little bit longer. With an 8-3-5 format. So the affirmative constructive and negative constructive, those are both 8 minutes. You have cross X's again that are 3 minutes, and the rebuttals are 5 minutes. They once again get 8 minutes, and again, encourage them to take that time. Now, you may be asked, what's your paradigm? That just means, what are you judging on today? If you judged with us before, you might know what you like to see in a round and what you like to judge on. If you're brand new, you can tell them whatever you want that'll make it easier for you to watch the round. I suggest telling them, talk to me like I'm a child that doesn't understand this, or provide framework. Things like that can really help. And it's okay to let them know that you're new to judging. They should be able to adapt to that. We do train them for that. Now, your role as a judge is just to give the round your full attention. Please silence your cell phone before beginning the round. If you need to use your cell phone to keep time, however, that's totally fine. Make sure the round stays on schedule by starting on time and keeping accurate time for speeches, cross-examination, and prep time. I also want to add, if there's a rule dispute, which particularly may happen in the high school division, keep going. There's no reason to stop the round. You may ask the tournament director after for guidance, but just keep the round going so we can stay on time with the tournament. If we stop, things can really get off track. And make a decision on who won the round based on which team did a better job of proving their position, not based on personal opinion. Now, in high school, people can go pretty fast. You have the right to tell them before the round begins that you would like them maybe not to go so fast or to slow down. A common signal to do is just a hand like this, so you can say, watch for my hand if I need you to slow down. And then it's up to them to slow down. And if they don't, and you don't understand them, then you can't vote on something that you don't understand, and that is perfectly fine. Provide each team with constructive feedback after the round. Please do this very quickly and minimally. We prefer feedback to be on the ballots so that we can keep everything going on time. And if any issues or rule challenges come up, contact Tournament Director Chris Cook. And here's his number. Let's all take a second to put this in our phones. Okay, it's 918-743-8024. Once again, that's 918-743-8024. And just another reminder, we should not stop the round for any reason. Just contact Chris Cook after, and we'll go from there. When you arrive, check in at the ballot table, most likely with me, to see if you have a ballot assigned to you. If you do have a ballot assigned, pick it up and head to your room in a timely manner so rounds can start on time. If you do not have a ballot assigned, please stay near the ballot table in case we end up needing to reassign a ballot to you, which does happen frequently. And after the round, return your completed ballot to the ballot table as soon as possible and check to see if you have a ballot for the second round. And you do have time to go to the restroom between rounds if you have a ballot first and second round. You will have time, no worries there. After each round is complete, you'll cast your ballot for the winning team by writing their team code and whether they were affirmative or negative on the appropriate lines. You will also assign speaker points to each speaker ranging from 26 to 30. Now, we don't typically give a lot of 26s. It can be very discouraging if someone's new to debate. So, if you feel like someone has earned a 26, I would encourage you to use decimals, maybe give a 26.4 or 26.7 or whatever you feel like, just so they don't get disheartened and possibly quit the activity. So on this scale, 26 would mean the speaker demonstrated below average speaking skills, while a 30 would mean that the speaker demonstrated near perfect speaking skills. So maybe the best debate you've ever heard, certainly the best one you've heard in a while. And you can use decimal points, like I mentioned, when assigning speaker points. I personally love to. And you can assign the same number of points to multiple students. If for whatever reason the winning team received lower speaker points average in the round, check the low point win box. That does happen, not super frequently though. And this is an example of a ballot, what they look like. So you'll see at the top, the first thing you should do when you get to your teams in the room is verify the correct teams and students are in the round prior to starting the round. You'd be surprised the students can end up in the wrong room, and this will get that sorted right away so we can continue with everything on time. You'll see the team code here. It says Dev Science and Charles Page, and it has the DIDO. That is the code. You'll write students' names in the order they speak here. I always ask who's first affirmative, who's the second affirmative. It's a good way to know their names. And then there's the low point win box that you'll check if needed. And when the round ends, write the side AFNEG and 4-letter team code of the winning team. Sign the ballot, write your school name if you're affiliated with a school, and the reason for your decision. Always have a reason for a decision. These students rely on the ballots to know what they need to get better at. So please write feedback. And also with that in mind, don't write something that you wouldn't want the student to see. If you feel like there's something you need to discuss with the coach and you don't want to write it, let me know, let Chris Cook or some other TDL employees working the tournament know. We can connect you with the coach. Here's an example of a good ballot. You'll see that they wrote their points. Everybody has points. They wrote the winner for the AF side. They signed their name, and they gave a good amount of comments and feedback and reason for their decision, so the students will have something to work on for next time. This is a great ballot. This is not a good ballot. There is no feedback. They gave feedback orally, which would mean it would slow down our tournament. Their signature, I can't really read it. They said the neg won, they didn't put the school, and nobody got points, which is not good because we need those points for speaker points. So don't make your ballot look like this, but I know you guys won't. Emergency procedures. In the unlikely event of an emergency, TDL will contact coaches and judges by text with instructions. If you have an emergency and you're around, please contact Chris at 918-743-8024, which we all have in our phones now. If there's an intruder, lock doors, move away from doors and windows and await instructions. If there's a tornado, follow the instructions that'll be posted in your classroom and or instructions from TDL. If there's a fire, follow instructions posted in classroom and or instructions from TDL. And thank you so much for volunteering as a judge for our tournament. Again, we could not serve this many students without you. We anticipate this year being our biggest yet. Thank you for being a part of that. If any issues or rule challenges come up during the round, contact Chris Cook at 918-743-8024, and we'll address the problem and move forward with the round. And like I said earlier, in most cases, we advise you to continue the round to keep the tournament running on time. There really shouldn't be a situation where you need to stop a round. All right, thank you so much. I'm excited to hear stories from your rounds, and I hope everyone has a great time. Thanks again.